Lauren Cronish, what's going on, guy? This is a COVID and coffee. Alright, let's see. Keep you guys focused on that stuff for now. Let's see what's going on here. Man. Here we go. And what am I looking at here? Looking for YouTube. I'm not ready yet. Go to my library. It's been a while since I've done this. I forget how to do it. My videos. Bam, live. Nice! Huh? The advertisements already? We don't need that. All right. So I'll start it this way. Lauren Cronish, guy, what's going on with you? So anyways, reason why I'm doing COVID and coffee this morning is because I felt very motivated by what I've been finding on this laser nut. And it's been a while since I've done one. But I felt like this laser nut kind of deserves some attention. It doesn't really have all that much attention out there, and I think that's because of what it is. Maybe people are being too focused that it's a rock racer when in reality, no, it's not. So it is exactly as I had hoped, which was a larger DB Pro. I started mocking up a couple of things before the laser nut came out because there was an eventuality of me wanting to have a bigger DB Pro if it was at all possible. And I did end up getting a long chassis. I don't know if you guys had seen an unboxing that I did quite a while ago with some parts. And in those parts, there were parts to experiment. Now, I'm always doing stuff like on the side and trying to like figure out little things here and there. And a lot of times it, without going too crazy, a lot of times there's that R&D or whatever, or that research and development that I don't have because I'm restricted to whatever's available. And when I got wind of the laser nut coming out, I kind of put to bed my thoughts because I wanted to see, okay, here's a company that basically already did it. And when I dove into the vehicle before it even arrived, I was looking at, I'll call it the blueprints or the schematics. I look at them like blueprints. I like every picture that they had out there, everything that I could get my hands on. I was comparing it with the DB Pro. And I was realizing that basically they just did exactly what I was wanting to do. I had made a purchase quite a while ago. I bought like 20 sets of Kaiju tires and wheels because I was that impressed with the price of the tires and wheels as a package, the offset, the construction, like everything about those tires and wheels was like, wow, I literally want to put this on every vehicle that I've got. And I did it. So I put it on this. When I first got the laser nut, right? I knew it was a rock racer. So I knew it was gonna handle and react a certain way. And I'm trying to like get people to understand. I actually do believe that my CVD after what I've recently done with this thing by throwing the set of tires and wheels on it and getting the adapters and conversion hexes and all that other just stuff, and the wing mount and all that, Man, where do I start? It's almost like I need an outline. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is wicked cold. That's why I got the thing for the... Look at that, huh? Isn't that nice? I don't even know what it is, but it looks amazing. I just gotta jump into the chat real quick, just to say what's up. Is there a clarity difference? Does anybody happen to notice a clarity difference? Does it look worse? Does it look better? I'm actually now using my Note 9 to do this. Yesterday was actually the first time that I used my Note 9 to film with, I think. Yeah. Yesterday was the first time I used my Note 9 to film with. And I don't know, I don't think I really noticed anything different from like the Note 8. Like I don't know. I don't notice any difference, but so we got Bandit Darnville, Lauren Cronus was first. Who hit it at so Bandit Darnville hit it right at 9:01, good enough. RC Masters here, Dylan Davis, Eddie Sambria, Scott the Devil Man. What's going on, guy? It's quite the name, man. Scott the Devil Man. Grumpy One! Guy, how have you been? JL, good morning to you, man. So, this basically is just talking about and I'm actually going to eat this because it actually looks pretty good. So, I am going to eat on camera. Oh my God. What did she make? I don't even know what this is. But that first bite of whatever this is, I gotta ask her. Actually, I have to ask her. Honey, what is that? Yeah. Right, but I like, what's in it? Yes. Guys, I'm getting it too, right? No? Right. It's really good. All right. So it's a creation. So it's egg, ham, cheese, hash brown, and she used a Bisquick mix and basically just mixed it all together. And what the Bisquick did, she says, is it helps keep it helps bind it and give it a little bit of airiness. It's like, how does she know how to do stuff like that? I mean, look at that. Oh my God. She's, I think she should have a YouTube cooking channel. I'm telling you, the stuff that she makes, it's why I'm the size I am. I'll just go with that. Well, Bandit, when you come across something like this, I had to immediately find out what it was because it tastes awesome. Dude, it is yummy. Egg fritter. Yeah, dude, I don't know, but it's awesome. Dead Pixel, what's going on, guy? So to get onto this DB. Oh, I'm hearing sounds on the highway that I love. Do you hear that in the background? Must be like a car show coming up today or something. I don't know, man. I'm hearing some sounds. But anyways, both the wife and I, so she's liking the DB Pro because I think she's more comfortable with the form factor. It's also a lower slung vehicle. Sits more flat. She's really enjoying that car, and I'm pretty much saying that that's her car now, so the DB Pro is hers. And the laser nut, I guess I should just say, The laser nut's mine, and the DB Pro is hers. So that's kind of maybe how I should handle it. Yeah, I see. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Right there. I can't even explain. Some of the footage that I got, or some of the footage that we got yesterday, because I used three GoPro 7s, and I used this camera, the Note, and most of the Note's footage is useless only because we were swapping in between, like remotes. Every once in a while she'd get lost, like when she'd drive far enough away, if the car would, jump funny or land in a funny certain way, she couldn't figure out whether if the vehicle was coming or going. And because of the change in direction between left and right, she was getting confused because, she's a new driver. So we were swapping remotes back and forth. So I think like the Note 9 ended up being like a supplemental device. The audio is terrible because the audio is obviously GoPro, and we all know GoPro audio is terrible. And with the Note 9, normally audio is good, but with all the wind that we had, I mean, the wind was nuts. So if I would show you like some of the ocean footage that we had in there, because she got some ocean clips too. But man, and these Power Hobby packs right here, I gotta make sure I don't get sand everywhere, because these Power Hobby packs actually, I mean, any battery can have issues, but so far, very pleased with these packs. It's a 7200 100C pack, 200 burst from Power Hobby, and they fit perfectly in the laser nut. It is a heavier battery, so you need to keep that in mind. But with the way I've got the suspension all set up right now, tires and wheels, wing, this thing doesn't even know a battery's there. And I got a Game Changer fan in it too, but yeah, this thing doesn't even know that a battery is actually even in there. So the way this laser nut now goes over curbs, because at that beach spot, there's obviously curbing everywhere, and it's all different types of curbs. We got angled short, angled high. Obviously, the reverse angle is a sharper edge, so it's more of like hitting something blunt. When it goes over a low curb that's probably about, I want to say like maybe like a 3-inch semi-rolled curb, you have to understand the way I talk. It literally massages itself over the curb. Like, it's as if the car doesn't even know that it went over a curb. If you can like understand how I'm like saying that. Because obviously in the camera, you don't always get to see like what the individual sees while they're driving, which is why I had such a hard time filming the DB Pro originally, was because what I was filming was not what my eyes and my experience behind the wheel was feeling. So it took me a long time to get a video out of the DB Pro just for that fact. Just for the plain fact that I could not film it correctly. Now, I almost feel as though with some of the footage that we got yesterday between the two of us, I feel I can probably show how well this laser nut now handles. If people are looking for a video where they want to know how it performs as a rock racer, I'm not your guy. I'm obviously not a rock racer kind of person. I'm this kind of person. I took the laser nut as a rock racer, as designed, converted it over to just, I don't even know what you want to call this. A buggy, I guess. I guess you want to call it now, it's just a buggy. And I mean, I didn't even think it was possible, but it's actually outperforming the DB Pro right now. It might be outperforming it because of power and the available wheel size is my guess. I was having a hard time before trying to figure out the right set of tires and wheels to throw on the DB Pro, and it's very happy with what it has on it right now. DB Pro is still running its stock speed pinion on when you were supposed to run it on 2S pack, and I just switched over to 3S because I'm not that guy. I don't want to go slow. I want to push every vehicle that I have. And man, if you buy the laser nut and you're unhappy with its performance, just know that you can convert it so far. You can convert it to this and be very happy. So you do like the look of the laser nut, right? Well, the laser nut literally is a real rock racer, so I mean, I know you know that. You're slowly modding your slash. Any suggestions? Like, any suggestions from me? Probably asking questions of other people out there. I think the reason why I'm doing this COVID and coffee, like I said, is just because I felt that motivation to talk about this. To just say this. I'd rather be out at the beach right now than doing this. Not that I don't enjoy talking with all you guys, but my wife and I had such a blast yesterday. And I know it's low tide, like probably right now. And I mean, this thing was wide open. I can't even explain it, man. How did this thing stay so level and handle every bump and rut and everything that this came across at full trigger and not wipe out? I mean, it did wipe out a couple of times, but that's an inevitable thing. Even the real deal vehicle is going to wipe out too. But I feel as though this thing, dude, I just want to get out there and rip it. I mean, yeah, if I start jumping it, 10 feet in the air and I land wrong, should I expect breakage? Yeah, of course I should. Do I appreciate the way the servo is set up right now? Yeah, actually I do. Initially I didn't, but that's because of where I was driving it, what I was doing with it. We all need to remember stuff that we're taking a vehicle that they scaled down, made it 1/10, 1/5, 1/6, 1/7, whatever scale they made it. And we need to remember that if we take that same mentality and scale up our jumps, what are our 6-foot jumps that we do in scale? So these things handle pretty dang good. Dude, I just want to rip this thing. I want to take this thing back to Diamond Dust. This thing crushed it at Diamond Dust. This thing crushed it at the beach. I mean, when I was full trigger, just running it, I mean, no ESC cutouts, no motor hot temps, which obviously I had my fan, set up in there. And granted, yesterday I didn't even have to because it was a cool enough day where I didn't need it. But I did run the fan at Diamond Dust, and I think that was a 80-something degree day, somewhere around there, mid-80s or whatever. And no cutouts, no overtemps, no nothing. And when I put my hand on the motor after the ripping, there was no issue. It felt warm, just like it should be. Well, maybe a little bit more beyond warm, but yeah. Oh, Dead Pixel. No. Nope. I think I obviously I missed that. Earl, what's going on, guy? Good morning to you. But Dead Pixel, no change. I'm actually happy with the servo now. And I understand. You have to also understand why the servo is set up the way it is in the Rock Racer. It's to prevent damage. They definitely have a much larger, well, they have a larger tire on the vehicle. They needed to soften the blows that the tire was going to take. Now, I think because the tire is a smaller, like profile tire, that I think that it's like a harder tire, where this tire is actually way more forgiving on the suspension, like this tire. So now with having these Kaiju tires and wheels, or this Kaiju tire setup, it actually woke the suspension up, meaning like it works so well with the design. Like, I mean, this is almost what they should have made it. Like, I mean, that's why I'm saying, if you're unhappy, if you got the laser nut, and either you're unhappy and you want to know whether if you can do something else, so far, yeah, you can. And no breakage, no bending. And that was my question. When I got, like, I had, like, when I did the unboxing, I have obviously thoughts in my head. When I, looked at all the pictures and the schematics and blueprints or whatever you want to call it online, I had thoughts in my head. I was like, man, they're throwing a much bigger tire on. They basically increased the weight across the board. Is the drivetrain going to handle it? And when I got that breakage of that CVD, I was just like, man, that's it. That's going to be a weak failure point. But this thing is still running. I mean, I actually have the Techno axles, but I have no need actually to install them now. Like I said, no bendage, no breakage. Everything is laser straight, like laser straight, right? You get it? I gotta eat this. Search Amazon for GoPro Wind Slayer. I'll check that out. Said search Amazon for GoPro Wind Slayer. If I ask Google, it'll probably come up, right? GoPro Wind Slayer. Look at that. It even gives like an Amazon thing. Windscreen. Two-pack of windscreen, windshield, Windslayer cover, housing, frame. Two-pack. Oh, for a GoPro 8 though. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that seems like a good idea. That's just like a foam cover, right? I like that idea. And I could have it by September 22nd. Yeah, it's a foam thing. That's pretty cool. See, this is what's awesome about all of this stuff, like this community. That is stinking awesome. I like that. I'll put that in my cart. I have to get 3 of them. Sergeant Jay, what's going on, brother? How are you? Oh, Earl, no. My wife just made this. This is it's egg, cheese, ham with hash brown and a little bit of Bisquick in it, she said, to bind it together. This is incredible. Like, she is literally going to come up with her own, like, YouTube cooking channel. Do you want to be fat like RC Guy Garage? Then eat my cooking. Or how about this? Do you want to be, I don't even know how to come up with whatever I would call it. Oh my goodness. It's actually amazing. I don't even know what it is, but she doesn't have a name for it. But it's really good. Just sometimes just the stuff that she comes up with in her mind. And sometimes what's funny is that she'll make something and she's making it with, like, I don't even know how to explain how she's making it. She's like, as she's making it, she has this way of being able to, like that movie Ratatouille. If you haven't seen Ratatouille, it is a kid's, cartoon movie, but it's a pretty good movie, even for adults. The only reason why I say that because we had little kids here, and you end up watching little kid movies every once in a while. But Ratatouille is actually a pretty good movie. But there's this part where the 2 mice are talking to each other, the plump one and the thin one, and they're basically just talking about, like, combinations of food. And she's got this knack for being able to, like, as she's cooking something, to know what tastes good or complements what she's cooking, like, as she's, like, making it. I'm not even explaining it right. Anyway, she should just have her own cooking channel. Oh, what? That cup of coffee right there? I had to actually put it in a thing. It's cold out. Cooking with taste, right. Aaron, right, man. You know what you should do, Aaron? Buy a kaiju, buy another one, and part it out. You'll make triple your money. Kurt, what's going on, guy? Dame channel, what's going on, guy? Obviously, when you go to a video, right, you can always skim through and stuff. the video that I did, it's like 35 minutes long. It's just basically the wife and I getting out there and ripping it at Diamond Dust. If you haven't seen it, if you want to know what I put the vehicle through at Diamond Dust, that'll give you a good idea. Now, did I launch it off of the 20-foot jump? No. Unbelievable. Something is obviously wrong with my Wi-Fi in the house. Because I'm literally like, what am I, like 15 feet away from my router, and it decided to disconnect. Is it still going? Looks like it's still going. Dumped out to 9 people, had 31, typical. It's got me on this funky pause. Man, what is this thing doing? How do I jump out of here? Oh, now it's back, I think. No, it looks like it's still junk. Come on. Am I going to have to turn this stupid thing around? I think I'm going to have to turn it around. I usually don't like using this camera, but I don't know how this camera's working. Looks like it's like wicked stuttering. Well, I guess the stream is going to end. Error sending message. Nice. X out of there. COVID and coffee. 3 watching. And it's back, but it's fuzzy. Alright, I'm just going to switch it to the other camera. What a pain in the neck. And we're back. Like I always joke around, it wouldn't be an RC Guy Garage without a live stream dumpo. I don't even know where I was. That focus, though. I don't know why it dumps out like it does. I'm literally like 15 feet away from my router. Scott, that's a riot. Corey, 0 breakage, man. Corey, did you see the Diamond Dust rip that I did? I took it to the beach with my wife yesterday. Unbelievable. Can't explain them right. Definitely can't. All right, Eddie. So these are the questions that I kind of thought I would come up against. So it's hard for me to, I'll say this, out of the box, the DB Pro performed like it was an ultimate performer out of the box. And I even went against the rules because I put it on 3S and I left it stock pinioning from OTB. So, and I had 0 overheating issues, and I was running it at temps that you probably would have. Now, did I eventually on some of those 90-degree days ever get any, motor temps that I was kind of, yeah, I think I need to put a fan on it? Yeah, absolutely. But I had no intention of ever running that vehicle slower. Why would I ever want to do that? I want to push the vehicle and just keep pushing it. Now, when I changed it over to those tires and wheels, it then even further enhanced the DB Pro-ness of that vehicle. Now the laser nut, because it was set up as a rock racer, it is probably a good rock racer. From what I'm seeing, I didn't give it enough of a chance as its OTB form to really tell you whether if it's DB Pro versus, laser nut. I will say right now, I'm actually liking the laser nut now over the DB Pro, which is nuts. But that's only because of the modifications that I've done. That's the only reason why. The motor's got just the right amount with this tire and wheel setup. The motor's got just the right amount of torque, and I feel speed as of right now. This laser nut is right where it needs to be. Am I gonna step up the pinion? Yes, only because I want to see incrementally what's going to be the change. Am I going to lose my low end grunt to gain high end speed? And is that really what I want to do? You also need to change out your pinion depending upon your conditions. So taking it into sand like I did under its stock form with the tires and wheels modifications that I've done to it, it is like, it's perfect. At Diamond Dust, it was perfect. I mean, this is literally the vehicle that I want to rip now. Now I feel like, obviously, my wife liking the DB Pro better than the laser nut, and I think it's a driving experience thing. The DB Pro, I've always said this from basically day one, made me feel like with AVC off, I can't say I don't ever run AVC now, because I did turn up the AVC a little bit on the whatever it is there, the felony, just because at higher speeds maybe a little bit of assistance is good. And I was told by Earl, just turn it up a little bit. Stop thinking you don't need help. Stop thinking you don't need glasses. It's hard to walk away from stuff. It's hard to admit that assistive steering does help. Now, I never needed it with the DB Pro, and I don't have it on the laser nut. I did turn it up a quarter, or maybe even less than that, on the laser nut for my wife when she drove it, but I don't think she liked it. And I don't even think she liked AVC on the DB Pro. But I'm kind of straying off. The DB Pro always made me feel like I was a good driver with no AVC on. Its balance, its torque, its horsepower, it's everything about that DB Pro. Just, I don't know. I think, for me, that's Losi's best vehicle yet for me. In the vehicles that I've got from Losi, that's the best one I've got. Now we've got the laser nut. Again, AVC is off. She doesn't like the way it drives because maybe I'm just more used to driving. So as you learn how to drive with AVC off, you start to learn how to compensate for what you're seeing. Like even when you see my car go through a jump, right? Even in the air, I'm AVCing in the air myself. Because a lot of people think that I've got AVC on when it's completely off. So when I do a jump and my car is kicked either to the right or to the left, I'm actually compensating in the steering because I know once it lands, I know what direction I'm trying to get the car to go in. And I think it's just that like inherent thing that you like eventually just, it becomes that second nature where you just compensate or adjust. So But the DB Pro, she's absolutely loving, and I will still recommend that DB Pro. Like, just, I've got no problems ever recommending the DB Pro. That is a vehicle that you should probably have in your collection if you like that open wheel buggy style, you know, vehicle. Should the laser nut maybe be your next purchase? That's all up to you. The laser nut was a no-brainer for me only because I was looking for that anyway. I wanted something just a little bit bigger, and there wasn't anything really out there. And then when they did that, it was just like, okay, I don't have to try to figure out my own setup. They've already done it. So, and I knew there would be that eventually. I had like things like already like not ready to go because I didn't know what I was dealing with, but you know, in exactness. You can look at all the schematics and, you know, blueprints you want, but sometimes having it in hand helps. Seeing how it drives, seeing how it manipulates things. Like I said, it massages the curbing that I was going up and over. It almost like it didn't even know the curb was there, and the curb was like a curb that was probably about that high. Rolled. It was a rolled curb. It didn't have a blunt edge, but still. Just the way it massaged itself over those curbs. It was like the truck stayed level, but the suspension just did exactly what it was supposed to do. And the tires and wheels definitely aid in that vehicle doing that. Right, there you go. Right, gallon. Gallon? Hopefully I'm saying that right. Laser nut reminds you of the RC10 back in the day. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. The blue looks nice, right? And that's why, you know, that's why they've got options. You pick what you want. You know what's funny? As far as like restarting the router, that's not what the issue is. I think, see, our router is, I don't even know how old our router is now. I think the router itself is just getting tired. I think my live streams and all the stuff that I've been doing has been beating down the router. I think the router needs an upgrade. I think the router needs some tires and wheels. It's actually one of those gigabit routers too. But I just think it's a piece of junk. Corey, are you asking me about the DB Pro? Don't you love you? It must be an autocorrect issue, man. I'm telling you. Yes, the DB Pro. So yeah, those are actually the link is actually in the description of when I did the conversion. It's a Traxxas. It's a Traxxas tire and wheel. Actually, if Earl's on here, Earl can probably tell you exactly what they are because I actually forget what they're called, but it's in the description. It's not really a direct fit because you need to put on Hobao Hexes, or at least you need to put the hexes on that I put on. And what it will do is it'll help space out the wheel. It's only like an additional, I forget how many millimeters more it is. I think it not quite doubled the hex. I forget. Dude, I can't remember. I'm literally one of those guys that just literally just does stuff and you just rip it. And I used to have this book that I wrote all my modifications down, but there's been too much stuff going on to where I just don't even bother anymore. I try to put all the links in the descriptions of usually videos that I do, like if there's a change, like obviously right now I'm not putting any links in for the laser nut I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not putting any links in it yet until I know that it's going to work. And under every circumstance, like I said, 20-foot jump with a 30-foot drop, is it going to survive? Bro. It depends upon the land. Depends upon the landing. And like I said, I actually do have the Techno axles, but I see no need to install them right now because it's absolutely fine. And I am going to... What if my neighbor knows he's got all his... He always does that. I don't know why he does that. My neighbor's got, I call it a half a truck. It's just a joke. It's because it doesn't have the 8-foot bed. It's a smaller truck than mine. It's a Ford, new Ford. But I call anything that's not big black, I call half a truck. Because, yeah, it's half a truck. Yeah, nice. You got a half a truck on your hands there. And if you got the half doors or you got the half a bed, it's half a truck, right? It's not a full size. You don't get the full size front and rear doors. You don't got the full size 8-foot bed. You've got half a truck. So that's just the way I roll. But he always has like his strobes and stuff on. I don't know, like, if he realizes that it's usually always on. I don't know. It's funny. You tried to fit trenchers to the DB Pro, but the original Losi Hex one. Yes, right. So I used a Hobao Hex. So if you go in that video where I did the conversion of the DB Pro, right in there, the conversion is right there. And that's actually what I did with this vehicle as well, because this is the same components as the DB Pro. And because I knew that was a no-brainer, all I needed to do is just get Hex. I needed to just get Hex conversions along with Hex Hex extenders with Hex adapters. I knew I'd get it. Like I said, I wish I could show you some of the... Actually, you know what? I could go inside and show you some of the footage that I got, because some of the footage is actually on here. And it is getting like kind of windy out here right now. I don't know what's going on with the weather. What's the weather going to do today? How do I have 29 notifications? Alright, weather. The weather for today, current location, that's chilly. 57 degrees. And it's only going to get up to 59, so it's not even going to break over 60 today. Boy, we've really jumped right into fall. Like with both feet. I don't see anything above 75 for the next 10 days. The wind today. The wind is going to be garbage. 18 miles per hour. I think I'm going to take this inside. It's getting too cold right now. This is my setup right now. Oh, it's much warmer in here. Much nicer. All right. What am I trying to do here? What I was trying to do is I was going to show you what I've got going on on the Mac here. I think I can show you. Excuse me. All right, let's wake this thing up. I can show you some of the footage that I've got. Cover this over. There we go. Wake this computer up. I'll show you what I got going on here.
Do you want the light on it for you?
No, actually, it doesn't look that bad. Thank you. I'm just showing people some of the footage that I got yesterday, if they were interested. So that's obviously the that's the rear rear mount camera. Where can I go here? So I've got some pavement driving. Let's see, how can I do this? Can I make this any better? I think I can raise it up and then bring it like this or something. Something like that, maybe? Yeah. And then I can zoom in. So you can actually see what I've got going on. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Let's see here. Right, yeah, I know, Earl. Your weather is your weather is going to be so bad for quite a while, I'm assuming. All right, so where are we here? Let's see. So this is obviously just me running the parking lot right here. I did front camera, rear camera. These are some of the curbs. It just like even just watching how it handled that curb, it's as if the vehicle didn't even move. I mean, it did, but you know what I mean. So it handled these curbs like it was nothing. It handled blunt edges like it was nothing. There's Big Black. Blunt edge, nothing. And then I did a couple of jumps. And then we did some speed ripping, which is right here, I think. That's not even full trigger either. It doesn't look as good on this live, but there's the wife. And then I've got some of these shots here. Ripping it right at the beach. Yeah, the ocean. She's actually filming the actual water. And then some of these shots where this was just straight really ripping it, I think. Whoa! I totally slammed into the poor DB Pro. And it took it. She was having a blast with that DB Pro. I kept trying to track her. I was trying to chase her, which was pretty cool. This is where she had the most fun because, you know, she was just driving. She was having a blast. Another slam into it. And then I had a rear camera going too on this, which if I go to, is it here? I forget which one this one is. Oh, this is the side camera. So this was pretty cool. This is obviously where I got one of my screenshots from. So the whole point was to get that. The laser nut with the ocean in the background. Little contact. Nothing wrong with that. It's hard when you're side by side. And then we've got some real just fast ripping, which I think is here. Just some of the rear shots. Now this thing is moving. I get this thing going full trigger, I can't tell you how many times. You see the DB Pro in the background? See? What I didn't notice is that the camera lens was a little dirty. And that was full trigger. Then, you know, the typical crashes that you always get. Full trigger. It was such a blast. I want to go back on the beach. It was so much fun. Full trigger. Look at that. All right, that's enough. Such a blast yesterday that, did that stupid stream just dump out again? No, it didn't. I don't know what's going on. The stream is terrible looking. It is so blocky. I am connected to my Wi-Fi, right? I wonder if that's going to change. Yeah, you can hear her in the background. Yeah, she's putting dishes away from the dishwasher. Oh, what is it? Focused on my face? Oh, what's going on here? That's better. Is that focused again? There we go. I think that's zoomed out. Right, Aaron, I bet. Yeah, the beach actually was a blast. It really was. The only thing, obviously, was, you know, it was a little chilly for her, so I was fine. But that's because I have plenty of insulation. Bernard, what's going on, guy? It's been a while. Aaron, is your thumbnail? It's really hard to see, but it looks like it's a Ford grill or something. I can't tell. Looks like it's the Ford symbol. I should go throw my Ford hat on. All right. Well, I'm going to end this live stream, COVID and Coffee. I just wanted to jump in and just touch bases with you guys and talk a little bit about the laser nut and how happy I am with how it performed. The wife actually loves the DB Pro. I love the DB Pro too, but between the two vehicles, the laser nut and the DB Pro, she definitely enjoyed driving the DB Pro a lot more. And there's going to be a lot more content coming up on the laser nut because I'm not stopping where it is right now. I'm going to keep pushing forward, and I suggest you guys do the same. And like I always say, just get out there and rip it, because that is what you should do. All right, I'm out of here. You should get out. And I'm just going to continue with the rest of my day, just as you guys should. Thanks for coming to this live stream of COVID and Coffee.